got an entirely new angle going on today, and I'm stood up, which feels really unnatural. And that's because we're doing a fashion-y kind of video. So I hope you'll enjoy it. And I want it to be like a POV, you're borrowing my clothes kind of thing. But I'm not gonna commit to a role play because I hate doing role plays. So instead, it'll just be like a talk through some of my wardrobe items. Now, all of these are secondhand. I've stuck only to secondhand pieces. To be fair, most of my wardrobe is secondhand. But these were the ones that I thought would make like good outfits. Actually, I'm just going to move my mic because I feel that I'm just speaking into your loud. This video was entirely inspired by Wavy Muse. Maybe you know her, maybe you don't. She is an ASMR creator, and she has the most perfect voice in the entire world. And I've just been binge watching her videos for the last like 2 weeks, I'd say. I mean, I've been subscribed for a while, but I'm actually a fan. I'm a genuine fan. She has the most perfect voice for ASMR I've ever heard, and she does fashion videos, and she does different different wardrobes for different characters and celebrities. So she did one for Princess Diana recently. She's done one for like the Gilmore Girls, I think. She's done all kinds of videos. So if you like this video, you should please try her out. Or even if you don't like this video, you might find that hers are better suited to you. She's definitely got an incredible eye for fashion, which I can only aspire to have. So I'm just going to talk you through my wardrobe, and you can see I've got Marie Antoinette. She's still unfinished. I need to finish her, of course, but for now she just lives on this rack, which is normally a coat rack, but I've moved my my wardrobe clothes up here because I think it's the best spot for filming, but I could be wrong. It might sound awful and it might look terrible as well. I think that's what I have to say for the introduction. So please check out Wavy Muse ASMR, she's so incredible. And I hope you like this video. Let me know if you want more like this, or you would never want to see anything like this ever again. Please. So all the outfits I've gone for are slightly different in their vibes, but I'm saying there's like an overall Y2K vibe going on. Maybe not. So we're going to start with these two items. So if I'm ever going on a night out, if I'm going to a party, if I'm going to a club, anywhere, and I don't know what to wear, I will always reach for my sailor top. So we'll start with the top. I'll talk you through that a little bit. So I call it my sailor top, but it's a Japanese brand. I don't know if it is like a sailor top in Japan. I swear I've seen Japanese like school uniforms that look a bit like this. Sorry for my ignorance there. Obviously in the UK and the US we'd consider this like a sailor top, right? Because of this flap at the back, this squared flap. And it has these 3 stripes that go all the way around, and they follow to the collar at the front. It could do with an iron. It's a nice thick material. So it's really good for going out in like winter or like autumn. It's a good autumn top. And these stripes, again, you can see them on the cuffs, the sleeves. I've had this for about 3 or 4 years now, and I got it from Depop. I don't remember the price. It was probably about like 20 quid, I think. And it came in good condition. I've kind of worn it down a little bit, but it's still in quite good condition. And I often pair this with a gold locket, which I don't have with me right now. I like it with simple gold jewellery. It looked really good with like layered jewellery. I like to wear it with a lot of my rings. This top I always wear with one of 2 things. It'll either be like black wide leg trousers, or it'll be a black skirt. I like to wear it just all black because I think the top, even though it's not super colourful, I think it's quite like a statement piece. So I've got this skirt here, which is, I don't know what the material is, it feels like a cotton or a linen, and this is by Fenright Manson, and it's It's got a bit of a high waist, and then it's got this lovely kind of soft, delicate bottom to it, which I think pairs really nicely because the top's quite structured with the kind of square neck. So I think they go really nicely together. So here I have what I'd consider quite a Lorelei Gilmore top, maybe not. I found this at a yard sale nearby. I think I showed it in one of my other videos. And it has this lovely like leafy autumnal pattern and these little flowers with these beads. This one's falling off actually, but it's got all these little beads, and it has this like velvet paneling in the side and these beads around the neckline, which I like as well. This has a super 2000s feel, which I really like, and the back of it's just plain. For people that like you know, like whimsy goth, charmed vibe fashion, this is a really cool top. It's not normally my vibe, to be honest, but I can dabble in a bit of whimsy goth. So these are cargo trousers, and they have these elasticated bottoms as well. Not elasticated, but they're like what's it called? You know, and they tie at the bottom, these little strings, and then quite a lot of pockets. These are a bit big on me, to be honest, but I kind of wear them low-waisted. I think low-waisted looks quite good with that top. Obviously not everyone likes low-waisted. Typically I hate low-waisted, but I find with long sleeve tops a bit like this, it kind of balances out a bit better. But I think high-waisted cargo trousers in this kind of greenish colour would look just as good. These are Topshop trousers. I think I thrifted these, God knows when. I think I thrifted these about a year ago. Could be wrong there. I feel like some things I own and they've just been sat in my wardrobe as long as I've been alive. Like they're just omnipresent. And I find that this necklace, this beaded necklace, goes really well with these like autumnal Y2K outfits. So I like to pair those together, and again with that top, I think as a whole it looks quite cool. And then I'd maybe wear these with trainers. I am a trainers person, but I think it'd look good with any shoes, to be fair. I've seen a lot of people wearing like black Mary Janes with white ankle socks with cargo pants, and that looks quite cool as well. And then if you like the cargo trousers but didn't like the top, I have like a summer alternative, or I guess you could layer it as well for it to be an all year round alternative, and that's this little top, which I also showed in my yard sale haul, I think, because I got it from the same yard sale, and it has these 3 buttons there. For some reason this reminds me of like That's So Raven. I don't know why. I don't think she ever wears anything like this from what I can remember. I feel like it's something that a Disney girly from the 2000s would layer. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't typically go for little vest tops like this, but I really like this one. And the green is a different green to the cargo trousers, which might bother some people. I don't really care about clashing colours, but I think they're just about different enough, because this is such a neutral khaki green, and this is quite like, I wouldn't go as far as to say vibrant, but it's obvious that you're not trying to match the colours, you know. I think when 2 colours are so similar that it looks like they match, or you're trying to match them, that's when it clashes. I think these are different enough in shades for it to just about work. I actually knitted this, it isn't second hand, although I think the wool is second hand, so technically it is. I have this scarf which I love to pair with both of these items, just because obviously the colours match quite well. Okay, let's move on. So I've shown you this top, and I spoke about like summer outfits. If I wanted to make this an extra summery outfit, I'd probably match it with these. And I know that not everyone likes capris, but I think they're very like Marilyn Monroe-ish. You know, they're very like 50s, 60s glam in my opinion, and I think that pairs well with like 60s glam and Y2K glam. I think can pair quite well together. because the colours are quite similar. You get like a lot of pastels and creams, nude tones. So I think this with this top is a good combo. You can disagree, of course. I am excited to pull these out in slightly warmer months. Okay, let's stick that back. Every time I go out wearing this, it always gets a lot of attention, and I've absolutely just worn it to shreds. I probably bought this a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago now, and it's probably like 3 or 4 years, and it's really a go-to piece for me. Again, if I'm going to the theatre, I always tend to wear this top. I don't know why. And again, I've forgotten the name of the seller on Depop, so I'm going to add it as a subtitle. This is a template for clothing. So this is a small brand that make their own clothes, and instead of using paper templates to trace their designs, they use fabric, and then using that fabric they sew the templates together and make clothes out of them. So you can actually see here, I'm hoping you can see anyway, it says a turtleneck. So this is clearly a template that was used to make a turtleneck top, which they haven't yet done. So we have this raw hem here, and then here it says, look at this, sewing error, pattern error, look up common sleeve mistakes. I actually think I did that with pen, so you can ignore that. Or maybe they did, I'm not sure. And we've got little arrows and things on the back here. It says, oh no, I don't know what's going on there. And I've actually ripped it here. That was me, but I actually think that adds to the look a little bit. It's a really good haggard looking top. I think it's very cool. And again, I'd layer this with a lot of jewellery maybe, and it looks good with quite heavy makeup. It reminds me ever so slightly of like a 1920s Pierrot clown kind of vibe. I think I actually wore this one Halloween when I was doing like a Pierrot clown look. There's something quite theatrical about it. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but I just love it. I love it as a top. I am going to wear it until it's completely fallen apart, and it's just so unique, and I think it's such a good idea from this brand to sell their templates as clothes, right? So we'll stick that back. I have this skirt, which again I get a lot of compliments on. I wear this both formally and informally. I wear it, for big events and just day-to-day life. And it's this, I don't know what the fabric is, maybe cotton skirt in this lovely pattern, and it's peplum at the bottom. I don't know if it is peplum actually. Yeah, maybe a little bit. You can see the seams kind of come out here. So it's quite puffy actually, and it's got all these layers on the inside. And I think the fabrics complement each other really well because they're both a little bit rough and ready. But this is almost like a princess style skirt. I think it's really cool. I love the pattern, and sometimes I'll actually just style this with like a striped t-shirt and go out, and it looks quite cool, really toned down, or with a white t-shirt with like a really casual top, and some trainers and white socks. I think it looks quite cool. But I do really like it with this top. And then, as I said, I'll quite often wear that top to the theatre. I really don't know why. It's become like my theatre top. You may or may not recognise this as being a replica of Anne Boleyn's necklace. The B is quite rusty. Rusty's not the word. It's kind of discoloured. And it has these, I think they're fake pearls around the neckline, and these drop pearls. They're definitely fake. Should we test it out? Plastic? That's never plastic. And I just think this is a funny thing to have, because some people get the reference when you wear it out and they're like, oh, is that Anne Boleyn's necklace? And other people think that my name's like Bethany or something, so really boggles the mind, this piece. This is the jacket I might choose to wear with it. It's this swan jacket, and I remember when I first got my first ever part-time job, this is one of the first things I bought, and I think I got this on Etsy. It's a very grandma-ish jacket. It's a super old lady type of pattern, and I haven't worn it for, I think I've worn it once or twice recently, but prior to that I hadn't worn it for like 4 or 5 years, because it's one of those things I know if I get rid of it I'll regret it, because I always pull it out from my wardrobe every few years, and I do have a feeling that I'm going to be wearing a lot more of this within the next couple of years, just based on the types of fashion that I'm into at the minute. It's a really, really cool jacket. Objectively, I think it is cool. Whether it's a nice item of clothing is subjective, of course. I think my whole life I've been against being a brooch person. I've been a pin person, I've been a badge person, but I've never been a brooch person. But I think if you're going to wear a jacket like this, you may as well go full grandma glam. So I've got 3 brooches here, all of which I thrifted last weekend, and I actually wear these on I have like a fake Barber jacket, like a slightly military-ish looking jacket, which I wear these with, but I think it'd look cool on a softer piece like this as well. So here we have a pig, hopefully you can see this, a really small cute little pig. I'll just stick it in my pocket. And then we have this, which reminded me a little bit of like a National Trust badge. It's very lovely, I love the shape of it. I don't know what type of leaf it is, maybe you know. Yeah, and then this last one is, I don't know how you pronounce this. Is it abalone or abalone? Abalone? Abalone, I'm gonna say, shell, with this gold frame around it. And I think this is my favourite of the lot. It's really cool. It has that like oil spill kind of vibe to it. And yeah, I love this. And I think because the top and the skirt are so kind of colourless and a bit plain, it's nice to have a really over the top jacket with loads of pins and shit on it. I think that's a good look. Okay, so next we're going for a Disney red carpet look. We're going for like a Hannah Montana whatever vibe. So I've got this, I have to hold it here, this dress, I guess it is a dress, which I personally wouldn't wear by itself, and it's got this like broderie anglaise, is that what you call it? Like a, you know, this type of pattern. Looks a bit like your granddad's tablecloth, and I just really liked this when I saw it, and when I think it was on Vinted, I got it. I thought straight away, like, I'd love to layer that over some jeans for a Disney Hannah Montana look. I think like dresses over jeans, I think it's one of those things I'm going to live to regret, but right now I love it, and I've loved it for about a year, so it's not like a super fleeting fancy. I think it's like I can get 1 or 2 years of dresses over jeans and without hating myself for it. So this is the top. I'm actually wearing my favourite jeans now. I don't know if you can see. I probably should have taken them off so I could show you in the video, but alas. So I'd maybe wear them with these like medium blue jeans. I'm not a skinny jean person. I'm a wide leg or like a balloon leg, or like any leg other than skinny. I hate skinny jeans. I always wear them, so sorry. If it was summer, I'd maybe go for this tiny little mini skirt under there, which I think would just about show underneath, just a little bit. And this is a cute skirt because it has these like slightly gemmy pockets. It has like these orange sequin rhinestones on there, and again I just thought this was a very 2000s skirt. This fits as a low waist on me. I think this would actually go really well with this top over here. If you remember her, the purple one. Yeah. So that's one option, and then I'm just going to dump that on the floor for now. And then the other option I have here is a much longer skirt, and this is more of a deeper blue, and this has this, I won't call it like a fishtail bottom, but it has these pleated bottoms, and all the pleats like face the same direction, which is quite cool. I think that's quite a cool effect. I'd say it's mid to maxi length, and again I think a white top and jeans in any form I think is like the perfect combo. I really think you can't beat a white t-shirt and jeans. So this is just a slightly playful spin on that, I guess. Yeah. I like it as a combo. I forgot that it's winter when I decided to film this video. So I probably have about half an hour of sunlight left. I don't want to use the big light because it's an awful big light that we have here. So hopefully it's not too dark. I feel that this scarf it's one of these, you know. Again, it's one that I knitted. I think it's a good accessory to have a thin scarf, even if it's not for kind of thermal purposes, if it's just for styling. I think this scarf would go well with these last three outfits. I have one outfit left to show, and this is an outfit which I've kind of like put together, and I've worn it a few times now, and I think my inspiration for this was what's she called? There's an ASMR artist who goes through magazines and she has like a sticker collection, and I absolutely love her. I think it's 90s Fairy, something like that. I'll have to add it again. But she went through one magazine which was like retro Japanese fashion. There were all these really super vibrant outfits with different patterns and colours, and I just loved it. And then I came across this skirt in a charity shop, and when I saw this in a charity shop I was like, that's the most 2000 skirt I've ever seen. Even down to the colours, like the pastel greens and blues and yellows all together. It reminded me a little bit of like Channel 4 programmes, like Come Dine With Me or Ready Steady Cook, or that kind of like, it reminded me of like a retro cooking show. I can't elaborate on that any more than I have, unfortunately. But I saw it and I just thought it was so cool, and I love the colours in there. And I thought I could definitely play with that and try and do some like clashing pattern outfits. So one thing I always wear this with is a stripy top like this. I love those together. I love it as a combo, and I think it's because the navy from the stripes matches well with the blue. If I had maybe like a cream and blue striped top, that would be ideal. But I don't. I do actually have another top which is in the wash, which is quite annoying, but it's basically a long sleeve top like this, and it has a fish on it, like a yellow fish, so it matches so well with this skirt, and I love those together. And then when it comes to jackets, if I need to match it with a jacket, I'll go for this one, and I love the neckline of this. It's a bit like a peacoat. I'd consider it a peacoat, and it has this kind of smooth, I'm guessing it's like polyester, but it feels like a slightly satiny interior. These big brown buttons, and I think this goes well with the skirt because it's not too cool or too warm. I think it's the same tone, but it's just a bit darker. Especially when I'm wearing my long sleeve striped top, that kind of pokes out of the arms here, and I think that looks really beautiful, the peacoat with a long sleeve underneath. I think that's a very, very good look. And again, if you're a tights person, I mean, you could wear black tights, you could wear like navy tights, you could wear yellow tights if you were feeling really wild, you could wear, I don't know, anything really to layer it. I think it's a very layerable outfit for that kind of slightly kitsch, chaotic look. I've put a necklace on here, which is this blue glass necklace. I really love this, and again the blue just complements the blue from the circles of the skirt. It just kind of sits above the collarbones. It's not a super long necklace. I don't like really long beads. I like beads to kind of sit like here or higher, you know. And again, I'd probably match it with this like creamy white scarf. And this is if I was wearing it in winter, right? I'm layering it. I've probably got like a thermal top underneath my long sleeve striped top. And then I'm almost definitely pairing it with my earmuffs. I love to wear earmuffs because I get really cold ears and it ends up giving me like a really bad jaw ache. I think like my sinuses or something get really like they hurt, right, when it's cold. And these earmuffs are the best thing I found to counter that. And I think again they go with that like cutesy, quirky outfit. I think they go very well together. I really hope you liked this video. It's something different. And as I say, I'm just obsessed with Wavy Muse ASMR, so please watch her channel and you'll find some incredible outfits and incredible pieces. And I think she actually sells some of her pieces that she shows as well, so definitely worth checking her out. That's it from me. I did my best. Let's see what we end up with. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, and I hope you have a good night's sleep.